Good evening, witches and seekers. Given that it's the night before Samhain, I figured probably the best timing, me getting timing right, first time for everything, would be a good time to make a short video for seekers and, maybe even baby witches who just are on starting their path about some of the basics of Samhain. You already are a witch in practice. I'm not going to go too in depth here. This is for people who don't know, who are curious. Maybe this is their first time out and they're like, what the hell should I do for Samhain and why is it so important? So, Samhain, arguably the biggest holiday in, you know, various forms of paganism, those of us that consider us witches and or pagans, because the two aren't always the same. Um, it's one of the four fire festivals, falls halfway between the winter solstice and the fall equinox on October 31st, also known as Halloween or All Hallows Eve. Traditionally, this was a harvest festival. This would be the time, it's, from what we know, the holiday started in the ancient Celtic countries. The holiday revolved around, uh, the harvest. This would be the time where they would have a harvest festival and they'd bring in the harvest. They'd have the town would have a huge fire that they would keep burning throughout the night, honor their ancestors. They would also take part of that fire home to their hearth and have that burn throughout the night. So it started out as a harvest festival. Some records say it lasted 3 days. That's debatable, but Samhain started out as a harvest festival. It's also when people, the whole idea of kids dress up on Halloween. Well, that started in the ancient Celtic countries too. And the reason why people dressed up was to ward off evil spirits, supposedly, so that those unhappy spirits wouldn't take them with them. So if you dress up and appear as one of them, they'll be like, oh, you're not, you're not someone for me to take as a victim. You're one of me. At least that's the idea from the readings that I've done. I haven't read up on the history of Samhain in a long time. But in the more modern context, it is usually the biggest witchcraft holiday. Most witches do a Samhain ritual. We have special candles we prepare ahead of time for it. Like this is mine this year. Typically, these are used to honor your ancestors. This is all good to go. I'm going to put a little witch's lightning to speed it up on it and a little blood because I'm a hereditary witch and I am going to honor my ancestors. So typically, in modern witchcraft, Samhain is mainly geared towards honoring your ancestors. And it's a very important day to do it because on Samhain, it is believed that the veil between the material and the spiritual world is the thinnest it is all year. So, in other words, contacting the dead, reaching out to the spirit world, reaching out to your ancestors, reaching out to deities, demons, spirits of the land, what have you, would be the easiest on this day. I mean, of course, I'll be doing an evocation for Lilith at one point because, it's going to need to talk to her and make it a little easier for me to do it on that day. A lot of times, witches will do their own Samhain ritual themselves, and a lot will do that and take part in a group celebration, whether or not they're in a coven or not. That's what I'm doing. I have my own ritual to do, and I have a spell to do for someone else that I promised, and they desperately need this done. And the chances of a spell working on that starts on Samhain, it does up your chances pretty good. So I'll do that, and then I have not that I'm in a coven, I'm a solitary, but sort of like an ad hoc coven. We have a group ritual that we planned months ago. Um, so I'll be taking part in that with 12 other witches, of which I'll be the only male. Witches of which, kind of funny when you use both words. But yeah, the main part of Samhain in the modern context is to honor your ancestors. It's very important if you are a practicing witch to do a ritual on this day because you're kind of like setting the tone magically for the rest of the year. In the ancient Celtic countries, it was considered bad luck if you didn't let your, take some of that fire from the center of town, from the harvest celebration, take part of that back to your hearth at home and let that burn out. that was considered bad luck. So in most modern practices, it's highly suggested that a witch do some form of Samhain ritual on Samhain, and that's why little candles like this are so cool. Because if you're a busy witch, and you have it pre-made up, it's not that big, so it only takes a couple hours to burn out. You can start it right when the sun goes down. And if you're going to do something with a group, or if you're a younger witch and you want to go party, you did your Samhain ritual, it's burn out, it's safe. You don't got to leave a big pillar candle burning and wonder what's going to happen, because always be safe with, when you don't leave lit candles unattended. So that's why ones like this are cool if you have other plans that day, but it's still very important to do your personal Samhain ritual. It's also not a bad idea to think if there's something you really, 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 really want, that's the day to ask for it. Yeah, that's the day to do that spell. If there's something that you long for, it's the most powerful magic day of the year. So for any witch, you got a better chance of the spirits, the demons, the gods, the goddesses hearing your call on that day. So think long and hard about what you want and ensure it's something you actually want, because sometimes it'd be careful what you wish for. Not always. Just you got to make sure you do your spells right. You're doing spells for the right reason. You want prosperity, be a good day for a prosperity spell. Just saying. Probably going to do one for myself. So I can finally make my final and complete and last exodus from Chester County, of which I need, I do have enough resources, but I need more, so I can never have to come back, even if things go bad. But Samhain, it's an important day for all witches. I know this video is oversimplified, and I'm dragging it on a little longer than I need to be. Just really want to hammer that point home about how important Samhain is to witches of all levels. Learn the history of it. This video is not about that. This is more, just a very basic understanding of, what a new baby witch or a seeker who's just getting into the craft should consider doing on Samhain, and sort of the importance behind it. As I said, this is short and oversimplified, but then again, it is made for seekers. So yeah, most important holiday of the year, very much geared towards honoring your ancestors. You should, if nothing else, do a personal ritual to do that. And if you don't know how to put a Samhain candle together, go to your local metaphysical shop. I'm sure they have ones pre-made already. You can go online. The professional witches have been making Samhain candles for a couple months now for people that either don't have the ingredients or the time or the know-how to put a Samhain ritual candle together. Mine was a gift from a friend. She actually gave me two. So I guess I have one for next year. But yeah, I helped her with a spell that she needed a little advice on, and this was my thank you, because I didn't ask for anything. So it's nice. It's gonna work well. Best of luck to all you witches out there tomorrow on our day of days. Whatever you plan to do tomorrow, be it an evocation or a special spell or what have you, I sincerely wish that the gods and the goddesses and the demons and the spirits of the land and whatever your ancestors are with you. Take time to remember the importance of this day. Don't let people who are not of the craft try to undermine what it means to us, because this is our big holiday. And this is what it is. And if you are a witch, particularly if you're younger, find some time still to do something. Do not brush this aside because you want to go out and get hammered. Let's be honest. That was me at one time, where, everybody's partying and it's like, oh, I gotta do this. And people are making, giving you shit. Even if you're just going to dress a small little mini candle, do something, understand the importance of this day. And if people can't respect that, then you might have to get in their face. Basically tell them well, what would this would be like if I was trying to get you to bail on Christmas Day to go get hammered. Yeah, so understand, the importance of the day. Don't take it lightly. Think long and hard about, if you're doing a ritual, what you want. I'm sorry, not if you're doing a ritual, if you're doing a spell, think long and hard about what spell you want to do and why you want it. Take time to write your petitions to your ancestors. ask for thanks for everything that they've done for you this past year, and ask for what you hope to get this next year, like broadly speaking, not something very specific, but broadly speaking, get into, when you're speaking with your ancestors, speak about what you hope to manifest in this coming year. And I wish you all the best. May your rituals and spells bring you good fortune and happiness and free you from a status quo that you despise if you are currently locked in one. May the gods and the ancestors and the spirits hear your call, and may we all have luck on tomorrow night, for it is our day to try to achieve what we want, to shed our skin, to be who we are, without any inhibitions and without worrying about what the non-witches think about us. So may all that you wish to be come to be. So mote it be.